Hello. 23 years ago, in 2003, Ubisoft released a cult classic, Beyond Good and Evil. In those 23 years, I've got a degree, I've had half a dozen failed relationships, lost my job, and achieved nothing. Is this the therapy part of the video? It didn't sell brilliantly. It sold about as well as a salad at a LAN party. A salad at a LAN party. Is that really the best you could come up with? Yeah, alright, look, fine. It came out about the same time as Mario Kart, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Need for Speed, Call of Duty. Oh, and it featured a non-sexualized female lead character. I guess at a time when gaming was still a niche dominated by a certain type of person, pervy boys. Yeah, exactly. It sold so poorly, it was given away for free with cheese in Canada. Is that real? Yeah. Wow, okay, yeah, it didn't sell brilliantly, did it? But I guess for the people who loved it, they really loved it. Then, in 2008, Ubisoft said, don't worry, a sequel is coming, even though no one bought the original. Yeah. And that was 18 years ago. People who played the first game as kids now have lower back pain. To put that in perspective, in 2008, the iPhone 3G had just come out, Barack Obama had just been elected, and the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 were the current consoles. Now, to be fair, early on it looked promising. There was a 2008 teaser, there were interviews, there were reassurances that yes, this is happening. And then nothing for nearly a decade, a literal, almost, decade. That's a not insignificant portion of someone's life. No gameplay, no updates, nothing. And then, in 2017, Ubisoft brought it back at E3. Big cinematic trailer, space monkeys, space pigs, in-engine demos, as this guy is still waiting for it to be released. Huge open-world sci-fi ambition, and all the confidence of a man who has not looked at the game's budget for quite a while. And suddenly, it wasn't just a sequel, it was a massive, seamless, multiplayer online, procedural, universe-spanning prequel. This sense of scale was beyond impressive. Wait, hang on, it was multiplayer? Yeah, even though the original was a single-player offline experience. Why? I don't know. My completely unverified conspiracy theory is this. If Ubisoft had a fully working galaxy-scale simulation engine just lying around for this game, it probably would have turned up in Star Wars Outlaws. I don't know if that's true, but if people can believe birds aren't real, they can believe this. People don't think birds are real. The United States government killed all birds between 1959 and 1971 and replaced them with surveillance drones. Oh, right, yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. After the tech demo, everyone thought, surely this will release in, 3 years? It did in fact not release in 3 years. And then things started to wobble. Wobble? Yeah, wobble. In 2020, the game's original creator, Nickel Ansel, left Ubisoft entirely, which is not ideal. Then in 2023, creative director Emile Morel tragically passed away. Leadership changes, studio restructures, industry layoffs. By 2023, Beyond Good and Evil 2 officially became the game with the longest development cycle in AAA history. Longer than Duke Nukem Forever. Yeah, although Duke Nukem was actually, released. In 2024, Ubisoft released the 20th anniversary edition of the original game, which means the remaster of the first game came out before the sequel. And yet, Beyond Good and Evil 2 has not been cancelled. Ubisoft keeps confirming it's still in development, still alive, still cunning, which raises an uncomfortable question. What is it now? Because the game announced in 2008 is not the game teased in 2017, which probably isn't the game that exists internally in 2026. After nearly 2 decades, technology changes, engines change, hardware changes, entire design philosophies change. The real issue, at the original, was a tight, charming, single-player adventure. The sequel? It tried to be No Man's Sky, Star Citizen, GTA Online, and a tech demo for procedural generation all at once. Ambition is good, but unchecked ambition is how you end up with Rebecca Black's Friday. That's an old reference. She literally says, "Gotta catch my bus," and then 10 seconds later I get into her friend's car. I feel like we've gone off on a bit of a tangent. At some point, you're not finishing a game. You're kind of chasing the ghost of the game you originally pitched. The real problem with ultra-long development cycles is expectation compounds. The longer it takes, the bigger people assume it's going to be.
That's what she said!
And the more revolutionary it has to be. After 18 years, it can't just be good. It has to justify its own development cycle. And that's almost impossible. As of 2026, it's officially still in development, not cancelled, and honestly, that might be the most impressive part. Beyond the Good and Evil 2 has survived for 18 years. I still think there's a lot of optimism around this game. A rising tide lifts all ships, and a tsunami kills everyone. Wait, what? Look, if a new trailer drops tomorrow, will we all still watch it? Absolutely. Because hope is the most powerful engine in gaining. Hope is the most powerful engine in gaining, really. You actually wrote that. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it? It made me do a little sick in my mouth. Thanks for watching. I love you all. Bye.
Blah, 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 blah.